I thought I just didn't want to work for a really long time, and it turns out that I just didn't want a soul-sucking job for a really long time, and I didn't understand that there could be a job or work that felt good and gave me circular energy. And what I mean by that is there is the transaction of financial exchange and money, which we all have under this umbrella of what a job is. But there's also circular exchange where you kind of just trust that the things that you're putting out there will come back around to you in some form or fashion, even if money isn't specifically exchanged. And I feel like a lot of people also forget that time exchange is also very big. My cat just like ran all the way across the field. Come here, Miss Kitty. You want to say hi to the people? Say hi, everybody. Hi. Okay. So there's this circular exchange that can also happen. And like I was just saying, time is also a very big resource that people give you. And to have someone's attention and someone's time is a really big deal, especially when you take your time to do anything like so seriously and intentionally. And you start to realize that people giving you their time by watching a video or being in your online world in any way is direct exchange or circular exchanges and direct exchanges. But yeah, I really thought that for a long time that I didn't want to work at all. And I just couldn't figure out how to make that happen and felt like a piece of shit for really wanting that. And I don't think it's that we don't want to work. And I do think and still believe that if it is your true desire not to work, if you want, like, if that's a true desire and like specifically for your life path, I do think that that can happen for you. I just also think that there is still work involved to not work. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some sort of value exchanged um, for you to have money to live. So um, yeah, during the period that I thought that I didn't want to work, I just was really focused on my time freedom that I had at that point secured for myself a little bit. And I knew that that time freedom wasn't forever, I guess. I knew it wouldn't be forever. I didn't want it to be forever either. Because again, there's different values and exchanges that you still have to do, even if you are able to gather an ounce of time freedom or whatever you're like really looking for. And those pockets can be really special unless you're using all of your time freedom to figure out how you actually want to work and like stressing and not actually giving yourself the true time freedom that you're craving because you are still living in a scarce mindset of when will this end and what can I do when it doesn't and how can I set up my life to be so that in a way that feels really expansive and like I'm doing my purpose work and how does purpose work actually feel like? And it turns out that whenever you are actually dipping into your purpose work a little bit, it should give you energy. It should give you enough energy that not that it doesn't feel like work because you are putting in the work to show up and protect that energy every single day, but it should feel like it's giving you even more than time back. It's giving you energy, it's giving you perspective, it's giving you new things to look up, it's giving you a structured day that you really love. It's giving you thoughts that you really love. Like, you're starting to love the way you think. You're starting to love the way you feel abundant. You're starting to love the way you work through your own hurdles and blocks, because that can be really intense, if you don't like how you work through things. This is really going to highlight the fact that you need to be kinder to yourself and figure out how to work through things in a way that is supportive for you overall. And it starts to not really feel like work in the sense of this like rigid money exchange. And it just starts to feel like work to living a happy life every single day. And you start to drop more and more into the present moment. And that gives you so much back as well whenever you really, truly, deeply feel as though you are showing up enough. Like, if you feel like you've never done enough before, when you start doing the work that is meant for you, it will finally feel like enough. I promise. Like, and that's why you can kind of clock that it's your work, because you can't compare it to anybody else. There's going to be people out there that would think the thing that you feel so easy doing every single day would absolutely be a lot of work for them, a lot of friction for them. That is not their true desire, not their true passion. But if it's easy for you and it feels good for you, and yes, you still have to take the time to energetically protect yourself and protect that creative time, protect how you dip in, how you show up for people, how you show up for your clients. Yeah, like, that part is the work, but the actual work, whenever you're in it and whenever you've taken all the time to protect that space, it's actually really, really easy for you because it's your intuitive gift. And that is when you know you've unlocked and found something that you should hold on to and try with all your might to create into your monetary, like, channel, your money channel. Because really, money is waiting to come to you. You just need to open up a channel for it. And it doesn't have to be monetization. It doesn't have to be like the way you think it's going to come in is probably different than how it actually ends up coming in, or it's like an idea that you can't even think because it just comes to you as you're living in this everyday work. And to go from feeling like I just didn't want to work at all to feeling like genuinely excited to show up to the work that I do every single day and thinking about it all the time, even on the hard days, really pulling myself together and understanding, like I was talking about in the last two videos about the void, and how if these feelings come up, and they're the type of feelings that come up when you typically quit and turn back around and just go back to your old job, back to your old life, to understand those as reflections of your insecurities and actually getting to the bottom of your insecurity, shining a light on it, seeing what it's trying to tell you, and finally moving past it. And the work itself continues to deepen and feel easier and feel clearer because of those block clearings and everything. Like, you start to realize that you actually don't mind working when it's with your gift and with something that you just know that you can show up and do every single day. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And I think if you're still in the phase where it just feels like you never want to work again, I mean, you might still be recovering from your current or last job, and that's still completely fine to be in that space. I would just continue to explore during the time, if you had a window, if you have a window of time freedom where you are able to take a step back, I would truly just take a step back and find your joy and not worry about the perceived work you feel like you might have to be doing. Just follow your joy. Even if you are in a space where you're still working your old job or a job you dislike, finding your joy as often as you can while you're in that is going to get you to the other side a lot faster and a lot more joyfully. Even if it's not fast, it won't be painful because you understand that whatever exists on the other side can't take your joy away, can't take your ease away, can't take the excitement away of your life. It can only add to it. And whenever you are in the state of that, like it can only add, it does make looking and searching for your next job or your intuitive gift that you can work with that much easier. And it also takes a lot of the pressure off of finding that because you realize that you can still be in joy and find joy during the process. So it takes the pressure off needing that to happen to feel okay. So I think we can all go through phases where it can feel like we genuinely just don't want to work, and there can be a level of shame to that, especially in a society that has really pushed working and achievements and like career goals and all that to like be okay, because the fear that comes up when you can't name what you want, which is to not work, the fear then comes of like being cast out for being too lazy, being too little of something. Like who doesn't want to do something, right? Like if you are in a space where you feel like you have absolutely no interests and no space and time to do anything, or maybe you have time and you still just like you just don't want to do anything, you don't understand your passion, you don't even have a hobby, it can be a space where it feels impossible to even try things because you just don't, you want to get the next thing right. And that can be a block as well of like, I want whatever's next to be forever. And whenever you accept that, it's actually better for it not to be forever, because like that's what's putting so much pressure on it, is it to be a career that outlasts where you've been stuck before, where you found yourself stuck, and to maybe have the fear around, well, I picked this career and I've accidentally been stuck in this career for this many years. So if I pick the wrong thing next, how many more years would it take for me to pivot and switch? And I feel like that fear can come up a lot when you are wanting to go after your dreams and wanting to pivot your careers. So much so that like it can just feel like you don't want to work because you don't know how to pick the next right thing when there is no next right thing. There's just the next thing, and the thing that can help you build on knowing what to do next instead of attaching a right thing to what's next is self-trust. And whenever you trust yourself that you will take care of yourself when you need to pivot, the the doors open a little bit more, and also trusting yourself right now that if you are in a career pivot, you are taking care of it right now and doing the best that you can with the information that you have, of not liking your current job, or just needing a new job, or wanting a soul-led job that feels like it actually lights you up every day and doesn't feel like the same typical work that you grew up thinking work is or have been in for the last however many years. You can pivot whenever. People start over all the time. And honestly, one of my kitchen sink series audios, which maybe I'll do a whole video on this if you all are interested, let me know. But someone had asked in that group about what about it being cringy to like go after your dreams? Like, what about when you feel cringy? And I had to actually think about it a little bit, because I was just like, I feel like I've never felt cringy about going after my dreams, but why? Like, I'm sure that's a curious, like, why would I not? And the truth came to me that it actually feels more cringy, and I felt more cringe in myself, in my life, when I wasn't going after my dream, because it felt like if I'm not going after my dream, all I'm gonna do is, work my version of the 9 to 5 and like not do anything with what I feel called to do and what I know deep down I'm meant for. And going through that work, it's changed so much. And there's this level of surrender, of letting it happen and letting Source show you what lights you up and show you the messages that you need to hear, and putting in the work and the action. It takes both. And I was really good at dreaming and not so good at the action, and now I'm getting better at the action and understanding that the dreams just get to be wishes, and I can sort of start meshing the two together now. And it's really exciting, and I don't feel like I don't want to work anymore. I just don't want to build something for anybody else. And like, I don't want to build something for anybody else as like an employee that's working for a person, a guy. I want to build something for the people that I actually want to serve and want to take value from the things I have to offer. So I am building for somebody else, but in the biggest sense of the term, it's also building it for me. And there is a level that I just didn't realize it would feel this way, or feel this good, or feel this exciting. And I didn't understand people when they said that their business and life and they loved working and like it was all really exciting. I just thought it was cool to make a lot of money, and that was it. Like, I thought that that's all they really meant when they said they really enjoyed their work. And I just couldn't imagine how people could enjoy their work, because I thought I didn't really want to work, and I thought no one truly wanted to work and everyone was just lying. So that's been interesting. And that's what I have today. That's what was on my mind. I don't even know which day it is, but I think we're getting close to day 30 of posting, and then I'm going to post all of May as well, which is really exciting. So if you've been on this journey so far, let me know in the comments if you also have gone through a phase, or in a phase where you just don't think that you want to work, and what that has been like for you. I'm really curious to know if I was just a little bit crazy for even thinking that, or if like that's a pretty common experience. I haven't really talked about that with anybody that I know. And if you resonated or enjoyed this video, giving me a thumbs up really does help. I'm a very small creator, and interacting could help me get to my first 1,000 subscribers, which we're getting so close to, and I'm so excited for. And otherwise, if you want to see more videos like this, you can also always subscribe. And if you want to go a little bit further, I have a video that talks about the question, like, is this what you really want whenever you're starting to go down this path? And it's really kind of just a trick question, because your response to that question is really just a reflection of, is it really what you want, or are you trying to defend it? Are you trying to make excuses? Are you trying, like, what is the reflection in that question? Because there is no right or wrong answer to it. But I go way more into that in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one tomorrow. Bye, guys.